Good morning, guys. Good morning. Once again, welcome to South Africa Lately, a channel that discusses South African trending news. We do, however, grab here and there from international news when it is trending enough to be brought here. Now, if you are looking for the expert's view, kindly keep scrolling and look for the channel that does that, because you might be in the wrong place. And please do understand that I am not a politician. I do not have deep knowledge in politics. However, I am a South African citizen who's also a voter, and I do believe that my views count when it comes to political affairs of South Africa. Now, when I say I'm a South African citizen who is also a voter, I don't mean that in a very inferior point of view. I'm saying this as a very important part of politics. As voters, we shape how South Africa looks like, because the politicians can say whatever they are saying. A politician without votes is a useless politician. And it is very important for us as voters to choose who we give our votes to, because that will tell us how our future might look like. Now, let's keep that moving. Last night, the ANC had gala dinner with the Progressive Business Forum. So there are certain things that the president said there, and I compared it with what the recent I compared that with the recent comments by a political analyst, Sandile Swana. So I'm going to share that clip with you, and then allow us to, and together we'll also watch the highlights of what the president said. So if you look at the ANC today, do you think the future of South Africa is bright? Having seen the things that are happening in South Africa, would you say no? Please, please, I need you to understand that the things that I'm asking as an ANC member with a very, very heavy heart, because ANC is the party that I love so much. And ever since one started voting, this is the party that I've been voting for. And the last time I voted for the ANC, I voted for the ANC with no confidence, with no joy. Let me say that. If you ask me why I did that, it's the Stockholm. Please blame the Stockholm syndrome. And then this time around, my eyes are wide open. And I'm weighing all the options. So also the president in his speech mentioned women and children, the same people that Sandile Swana said they've been let down by the ANC. I'm talking about the Bonfries now. They've been let down by the ANC. The ANC has crushed their hopes and dreams. So before you think I'm making this stuff up, I would like you to hear from Vusi Swana. From Sandile Swana himself.
Destroying the hopes of youngsters who have been born, the Bonfries. They've destroyed the Bonfries. They don't have the skill to run this country. They don't have the expertise, nor the will, the commitment to run the ANC. To listen to them is a waste of time. It's just a waste of time.
You don't think they can rise from the ashes as they say they can?
The ANC is finished. The ANC is in the dustbin of history, especially if they continue to keep people like Mbalula there, Cyril Ramaphosa, and all the other useless people who are there. It's deadwood.
So what do you make of former President Jacob Zuma delivering that letter to demand his reinstatement, especially as far as the membership of the party is concerned, on a day like yesterday?
Jacob Zuma and Cyril Ramaphosa are two sides of the same coin. Those two men have destroyed the ANC and destroyed South Africa. And both of them, one running the Ganja faction, the other one running the Phala Phala faction, are saying that they can resuscitate and revive the ANC of Albert Luthuli and Oliver Tambo. When we know for sure that when we look at the statistics, Stats SA, look at the statistics at the IEC, the reports of the Human Sciences Research Council, it is clear beyond all doubt that these people have got no skill, no capacity to resuscitate anything in South Africa. So the letter of Jacob Zuma is another ploy by the failed liberation movement, a faction of to say there is a messiah of this country and of the ANC who can come out of themselves, the very culprits who have been destroying the ANC. That is what Zuma is trying to do, to keep himself relevant to the history of the ANC with this letter that he has written.
All right, Mr.
And whatever your views are, kindly use the comment section on that. And so I would like to know from you, do you agree with Sandile Swana when he says the former President Jacob Zuma and the current president, who is President Cyril Ramaphosa, who are two sides of the same coin? He said both of them are incapable of building anything or resuscitating anything. He says they have destroyed the ANC and South Africa. He says the ANC has destroyed the dreams of the born frees. Yo, guys, he says so many things. He says the ANC is finished. Do you agree with that? So I want to share with you the clip of President Ramaphosa commending the Youth League on focusing on the youth issues, and the Women's League for dealing with gender-based violence and femicide and all of those things. Are you happy with the work of the ANC? When you look at South Africa in general, so the ANC is celebrating 113 years. Do you get? So out of that 113 years, they have 30 years of power, which in those 30 years, I don't know what has happened in between. So as much as we appreciate the freedom of speech that we have, which is why we can critique the ANC using YouTube as ordinary citizens, we appreciate that, because there are countries that you cannot even make the political comments, commentary and all of that. But at the end of the day, the country, I want to focus on the country as a South Africa. If you look at it, no matter how much we favor the ANC like I do, things have been going down in these 30 years. We are so close to going into the drain. So when you look at South Africa as an ordinary citizen, I'm talking about me and the people that are close to me, we have no hope that South Africa will ever go back to its former glory. We have no hope whatsoever. So I don't know about you. Please do remember to use the comment section. So I want to share with you a clip of Cyril Ramaphosa saying, you know what, we commend the Youth League, we commend the Women's League.
That has been set out in the Freedom Charter as South Africa to ensure that indeed we bring about prosperity in our country. All our people are yet to share in the wealth of our country, and the quest that continues to be articulated by our people broadly, but that is more sharply also articulated by the young people in our country. And in this regard, I want to applaud the ANC Youth League that continues in all their messages to harp on the issue of the economic freedom that must be attained in our country. We applaud the ANC Youth League for that. We also applaud the ANC Women's League for continuing to articulate the issue of the empowerment of the women of our country, but also to articulate the key issues that we need to address with regard to gender-based violence. We take off our hat to the ANC Women's League for that.
Does that give you any hope for the future? What do you think of what the president has said, and when you compare it with what Sandile Swana said? Do you believe that there's still anything to resuscitate in the ANC? Will the ANC resurrect itself to the former glorious movement that they continue to say it is? Or do you see the ANC as done? And if the ANC is done, amongst the political parties that you see now, which party can take the ANC's place and get the 2/3 majority and govern this country alone? Or are we going to continue living in an era whereby this South Africa is run by coalitions and GNUs? So what are your thoughts? As for me and my house, we have no hope whatsoever in the leadership of South Africa at this very moment, because of the things that are continuing to happen Do you get? There are certain things that are so low hanging that could be dealt with immediately, but the leadership of South Africa seems to be like, you know what, we are not going to be doing that. We're just going to be focusing on something else and just not what we are supposed to focus on. So I don't know about you. As for me, I don't know. I can't. South Africa is very, it's very difficult to imagine how South Africa was like 10 years ago, just like 10 years ago. And if you go further, like 20 years ago, it's like it's getting worse with each year that comes. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I just don't feel optimistic about anything good that is happening in South Africa at this very moment. As people who are not living behind high walls, who are not living in gated communities, we feel the pressure of a deteriorating country. So with that said, guys, thank you for watching my videos. If you watched up to here, let me know what you think about the ANC celebrating its anniversary in the comment section. Kindly do that, and I will react or comment if time allows me to do so. And the next time you come across one of my videos, kindly watch all the ads in full. That's how we can support this channel. It really goes a long way.